Partners tend to be the most important part of almost all our endeavors, romantic or otherwise. But ever wondered how two business partners in the drug business would turn out? Today we have the story of drug lord El Chapo's and his business partner. Who is she? What happened to her? Is she going to make El Chapo merchandise? Watch till the end to know the answers to all these questions. Emma Coronel Ispiro is the third or perhaps even the fourth unofficial wife of Shorty. Why unofficial? Well, you see, after his first ever official marriage with social worker Alejandrina Salazar, Guzman never really got a divorce, making all of his other marriages completely invalid. But what is a piece of documentation for two souls in love, right? Her father, Ins Coronel Barrels, was one of the chief members of the Sinaloa cartel, exposing her to the drug business way before her marriage with El Chapo. It was later brought into light that she had also helped her father and his drug dealing, who was later arrested in 2013. Her uncle, Ignacio Coronel Villarreal, was also a member of the cartel and was one of Mexico's most dangerous men. Born in 1989, around the same time Chapo emerged leader of the Sinaloa cartel, Emma was one of a kind. She was known for her mesmerizing beauty and charm. Knowing her assets, she participated and won the beauty pageant Coffee and Guava of Colombia and was declared the beauty queen. But this happy incident turned out to be one of Emma's biggest curses in disguise and changed her life forever. She met El Chapo for the first time in the competition. Drawn by her raw beauty, El Chapo made romantic advances towards her. Emma was barely 17 during this encounter, where Guzman was 46, old enough to be considered her dad. The relationship was hardly convincing to be consented. Let's also not forget that El Chapo was one of the world's most dangerous drug lords, and denying his proceeds would mean painting a target on your back. They waited for a year and married right on her 18th birthday in July 2007. She claims that at the time of marriage, she had no idea he was a drug lord. Their marriage was a huge hit, with guests including the Mexican army men, politicians, and even the governor. Emma was interested in the media and journalism and wanted to pursue a career, but life had other plans for her. Their extreme age gap and the volatile nature of their marriage makes everyone question how much of love and how much of fear did Emma truly have for her husband. Nevertheless, 3 years after their marriage, the couple was blessed with 2 twin girls. Till this point, Emma was fully behind the scenes and was not known to both the authorities as well as the media. She was brought into the spotlight during the final trial of El Chapo in the U.S. and once again got attention due to her beauty and dressing. She blew kisses to her husband, which was making headlines every day during the trial. We don't know if it's weird that a wife would want to blow kisses to her husband who is on trial, or if it's even creepy that the news is actually interested enough to make it to the headlines. In spite of having a turbulent marriage and being exposed to all his killings and affairs in the trial, she still remained extremely loyal and devoted to her husband. She said nothing about the Sinaloa cartel and claimed her hubby was nothing other than the owner of an irrigation company. But evidence from the federal agencies showed the other side of the story. Text messages showed that they spoke about the drug business very commonly. Evidence from BlackBerry messages also suggested that she helped in smuggling Colombian drugs into the U.S. and helped with all of his major escapes as well. One of the staff, Damaso Lopez Nunez, also said she helped El Chapo to escape prison even in 2016 by bribing the Mexican authorities right before he was extradited to the U.S. She was furthermore also convicted for helping El Chapo move 450 kegs of cocaine and 90 kegs of heroin and 90,000 kegs of marijuana from Colombia to U.S. In 2021, Emma was arrested at Dulles International Airport in Virginia and sentenced to prison for 3 years for conspiracy and drug distribution trafficking of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. She pleaded guilty in June of the same year, but this time with a completely different strategy. She admitted everything and showed disgust for her own actions. Her federal prosecutor, Anthony Nadozzi, explained that while her involvement was significant, her role was minimal. She quickly accepted her mistakes. In her plea, she said, "With all due respect, I address you today for my true regret for any and all of my actions, and I'm truly sorry for the harm for anything that I may have done." That's a complete shift in character for someone who was so confident around the previous time. Super fishy. She also agreed to cooperate with the U.S. authorities, putting her as a prime target of the cartel. 2 days after El Chapo was convicted, she was also sentenced to prison for 3 years. Currently serving time, she intends on starting an El Chapo fashion line and spending as much time as possible with the twins after her sentence. Though her punishments are cruel, I think it's hard to justify whether any of her actions were truly made of any kind of free will. We hope she gets whatever she deserves. What do you think about her 3-year sentence? Was it too short or too long? Let us know in the comments down below.